Hey, good morning, stranger.
Hello. I know I'm a stranger. Sorry. But today we're just gonna do an update about why I've been gone for almost a week because yeah. So a few things have happened. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know one thing that has happened. So I'll go into it straight away. So when would you say it was? Like
Friday night.
last Friday night?
Wait, what are we talking about? The fire?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Friday night.
Oh yeah, okay. So Friday night, we had a fire in our house, and basically some of the power went out. So my grandma came in here and turned on the switch, and supposedly it just like sparked something and it caught a fire. Our neighbors pounding on our door. Your house is on fire. My grandma screaming with Sophia and Jax. Me and my sister started crying because I didn't want to leave all my babies in here. I was like, what happens? Like, what happens if the fire spreads all the way to my room? And what happens if all my babies catch on fire? What happens if all my stuff, like...
Oh, you were
And
upset, baby.
I was crying so much.
Yeah.
And my sister, she was crying because of her makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was able to go back in and get her makeup. And then we had Sophia and Jax wanting to run around everywhere. And it was like, oh my God, kill me. So...
But we're in the nursery, so the house is still here.
Yeah, there's just a little part on the side that kind of like burned off. But
It was not fun. All the fire trucks came.
yeah.
Yeah, that was just the beginning of the craziness, wasn't it?
So then, if you guys know Sophia and Jax, my extremely crazy cousins, their mother is in the hospital, and she had like an infection in her arm, and they were actually thought they were gonna have to amputate it, which means to like cut it off, and it didn't, and it didn't go that far. But if they said that if she turned herself into the hospital like any later, they would have had to like just cut it off immediately. So, yeah, that happened. So basically, my grandma has to watch the kids every single day.
And
I
night
just wanna
and day
kill
and night
myself.
and 24. Like, oh my God.
I can't, and it's so impossible to do videos with them. So like, you guys saw Sophia in the videos, but like right before we did Meredith's changing, a bunch of stuff went down. Like, it was way too much to handle, and I can't do videos. My grandma has to. Me and my grandma have to actually watch the kids, because if they're not being watched 24/7, they're gonna kill each other
Well,
or kill something.
and don't forget, Jax is only 3.
Okay,
Sophia just
we have
turned
to use
5.
An excuse.
No. I'm just saying that you can't just leave them. Like, we can't come in here, shut the door, and leave them out in the living room to fend for themselves.
Yeah.
No.
And I really cannot do videos with 2 kids running around. They scream half the time that they're here. Well, more than half the time. But yeah. So, just like, yeah. Well, we haven't done videos in a while because we were going to do a video like Friday, but then we didn't get the chance to, and then the fire happened, and we were like, okay, no. And that time we still had Sophia and Jax. So, it was even more crazier. And then
But then we couldn't stay here because the smell was so bad.
Yeah, so
We had to sleep at
slept
Uncle
at-
Todd. Uncle Stephen at Mariah's house.
I was gonna sleep at my mom's house, but then my mom asked us if we wanted to sleep at my aunt and my uncle's house, and I was like, yes.
Because that's where Mema was sleeping.
So, I was not comfortable at all leaving my kids here. I was crying so much, and to be honest, I was about to just run in here and get all my belongings. And actually, we had a question in our Q&A a long time ago. I remember our Q&A, and it said, if you had a fire, what baby would you take?
Mm-hmm.
And I said I would take Lily. So at that point, I was like, I have to get Lily, because if everything burns down, I at least need my first reborn. Like, I need Lily.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I know all my other babies. I love my other babies the same as I love Lily. It's just Lily she's just so special to me. If I would lose, even like Lily, like the baby I probably play with the least, because, you know, I'm constantly getting new babies, and, you know, it's just like, she's so special, and just to lose her knowing she's my first reborn, it would be very hard. And just to know that I would probably, all my kids would get burned is not something.
And I tell you what, if our neighbor hadn't banged on our
we would
door,
all have died.
well, I don't think we would have died. I think we would have gotten out because the fire was behind us, like at the other back of the house. The only
and
one
my
that might have
nursery's in the
been
back of the house.
the only one that might have been trapped would have been Uncle Matt because he was beyond the fire. So, but we were in front of it. So, I think we would have been okay to get out.
My kids wouldn't be okay.
No. Oh no. Because they would have they were like right alongside it. They would have this room would have gone up in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would not have been good.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
was
We need to
scary.
we need to move houses so to make sure none of this stuff happens. This house is literally so old.
Well, honey, a fire is a fire. It was an electrical fire. So when we lost power and the breaker popped, when I went to put the breaker back on, it sparked something in the outlet. And thank goodness it was the outlet that was outside. It was the outside outlet. So it actually started burning from the outside, and the neighbor was in his house eating dinner and saw smoke, and he said, and I know you guys don't barbecue. So I knew right away this was something other than a
Our
barbecue.
neighbor is so nice. And
Yeah.
he had a fire in his backyard one time, and we helped him. So.
Yeah, the other neighbor, the neighbor on the other side of him, he saw their fire that they had in their shed a couple of years ago. So, yeah, if he hadn't been eating dinner at that time and happened to look out the window and see the
We all would've
smoke,
died.
and then he saw the flames, and then at that point he's banging on our front door and I'm screaming, "Fire, girl!" Oh my God, it was not
I
fun.
know, and Lexi was doing my makeup. I was like, I don't like that smell. She was like, what, the spray? And I was like, no, it smells like smoke. And not even 2 seconds after that, I literally hear you screaming across the house
Right.
for us to get out, to come, and I just started, like, I didn't know what to do. I just started crying. I was
Yeah.
bawling my eyes out. The only thing I had was the clothes on my body,
That's
no
it.
shoes at all, just my phone in my hand and my clothes. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I had. I didn't have my charger. I didn't have my iPad. I didn't have my blankets. I didn't have
No.
any of my clothes. I didn't have any of my babies. I didn't have any of the things. It was just me, my clothes, and my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And at that point, I probably would have lost so much if this house would have went on fire. No one knows. Like, all of our pictures are here. All of, like everything. All of our baby ornaments. Literally everything is in this house.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
true.
if it burned down,
We would have been ended up with nothing but the clothes we were wearing.
Yeah.
That would have been it. That would have been it. That's a scary, scary thought, I'll tell you that.
yeah.
And don't forget, babe, you have half your clothes are here in Mema's closet too. All your school clothes are here. Every drop of your school clothes are here because you get dressed here in the morning to go ready for school. So it would have been a big disaster. But the biggest disaster would have been our babies. I mean, that just would have been a horror, beyond horror.
Yeah.
But here we are. We're taking a deep breath. Aunt Selena is out of the hospital. Her mom is flying in from California
Oh, thank the Lord.
to help with the kids. So we'll have them today and tomorrow after school. But then we'll be back on schedule. We'll be back on schedule.
So,
We have a lot to do. We have our giveaway announcement too. We need to do that. We have some box openings that we have to get done. So everybody, thank you for being patient.
yeah, someone asked me on Instagram if I was dead.
Oh, geez. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, I'm going to post this right away. It's about 8:45. I'm going to post it right away. Maybe you can get to some comments too, babe. Okay?
Wait, but I want to do like a letter opening or something before I leave for school.
Okay. All right. Well, let me go get this posted then.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.